Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's Rich. So, I have a gig tonight, and I thought I'd do one of those rig rundowns. If anybody's interested. Maybe a demo or two. I don't know how well the phone will deal with the sound, but as you can see, this is a very guitar-friendly establishment. There's guitars painted on the walls and such, but it's also got a great sound in here. I'm just not sure if the phone can really handle sound pressures. We're not excruciatingly loud, but I have my Vibrolux to the sweet spot, and I'm hitting it with pedals on top of that. So maybe a bit much for the phone. We'll give it a try in a minute. Okay, let me flip this thing around and give you some info on what's going on here. So yeah, this is a pretty typical type of basic rig for me. I've got Strats and Telecasters, and I've got a Vibrolux. I've been using a Vibrolux reverb from the mid-60s since about 1995. So yeah, it's been more years than I even want to think of. It's been decades. This is one of, I did collect two of them. They are very slightly different. This particular one, although it doesn't look like it, it is a 1968 Vibrolux. I got it was a basket case. The cabinet, the glue joints broke on the cabinet. It was listing at an angle. Baffle was broke. It was just a disaster. I think the only good part, that ridiculous that I changed it out, but I wanted it to have a black panel like my other one, so I put a reproduction black panel. But I have the silver face, and I'm thinking about maybe someday restoring it, putting the silver face and the different blue stripe grill cloth and stuff on it. Maybe someday. It would be nice to tell them apart at a glance, because they do look, the two I have look almost the same. This one just has a little more of a shine to the control panel. But anyway, yeah, so like, I kind of rebuilt the cabinet, glued it all back together, and the baffle board was broke. Of course, they usually are. They're particle board. It's very rare you find one that's in perfect shape. My other one is in nice shape. I'm really careful not to bang it around. That baffle board is one of the last ones, I think, that Larry Rogers made before he passed on. Nothing changed there. It's just plywood and kind of an aged-looking grill cloth. The speakers I'm running in it, I'm running one Celestion G10 Vintage and one Jensen Electric Lightning. These are heavy-duty speakers. They don't really break up to speak of until the volumes are absolutely insane. I don't run it that loud enough to make it. The speakers break up. I don't want them to, the way my amps are currently set up. There's a secret or two. Other than that, I have upgraded the output transformers in these. I have the original one, which I also like for low volume work. Very, very quiet, tiny club work. I like to put the different transformer in there, the stock one, and some low wattage Alnicos. Sounds great up until about 3. Then I don't like to turn it up more than that. Right now I'm running it volume-wise about 3 to 3.5. You can see my settings there. I've got the treble on almost 7. Bass on, I don't know, 5.5. So that, yeah, that's my basic settings. I've got it on top of the case for my pedal train, and we'll get into that in a second. So this Strat here, the Sunburst one, is a USA 59 reissue, and it's fairly stock. The only thing I've changed on it, I have put the Eric Johnson signature pickups in it. I'm a huge Eric Johnson fan. I'll probably never sound like him, but I do really like those pickups a lot. I've got a couple different versions from different manufacturers, and just the overall feel of that is really a cool thing. Of course, this isn't an Eric Johnson setup either. It's still a 7 1/4 radius. It's still small frets. It's kind of a thicker neck than the Eric Johnson model. It is a lot different. About the only thing in common with it is it's a lighter weight alder body. Really a great guitar. I love it. My Tele. Currently, it's the only Tele that I have. This is around, I think it's a 2011 or 12 American Special. You've seen it on the channel before. The pickups, this is a Seymour Duncan, just a stock Stratocaster type of pickup. This one changes a lot. Sometimes I put the original Tele pickup back in. Sometimes I put this one in. The bridge pickup at the moment is a Cavalier. I'm trying to remember the marketing name of it. It's from Cavalier Pickups. It's called a No-Caster Holy Grail. It is on the hot side for me. It's around a 10K wind measured with Alnico 2 pickups. Real soft attack, just a really nice all-around sounding pickup. It is a little on the darker and hotter side for me, but lately I've been trying to voice the Tele very deliberately darker than the Strat to kind of differentiate more, just to kind of draw a bigger line between the two, so to speak. This Strat is pretty special, this black one. It doesn't look like much. This is a part Strat. I was told the body is an ESP. I think the seller lied to me, honestly. I don't know what the body is. I think it's probably basswood. The pickups in it are the Seymour Duncan Alnico 2 Pro. And I really like those. Those are on the vintagey side. Output-wise, they're not a hot pickup at all. The neck is a Stumac neck that I had to shape to my own specs and put a fake Fender shape on. And I actually have pictures of Jeff Healy playing this guitar. It's a long story. I'll tell that story later on the channel. But yeah, this one's collected a lot of mojo over the years. I played it as is for a long time. Then the frets started getting a little bit low, and I wasn't playing it as much. Then I got into this band. And in the band that I'm in now, I'm using it for slide, which is why I have the capo there. I've got some bridge cable strings on there. They're like a 13 to 56. They're something I would never normally play. I'm a very standard off-the-rack, 9s and 10s kind of a guy, in standard tuning on Fender guitars. But this, for the slide, I decided to put something really huge on there. So it's got 13 to 56. You can see it's got a wound third. Really great with that heavy brass slide over there. Not many problems with it fretting out. You can really lay into it with your left hand. You don't have to baby it and play super light. So yeah, there's the guitars and the amp. Pedal wise, well, it's kind of its own thing. The silver box is a passive loop switcher, and the signal path guitar signal goes into the wah, then into this MXR boost line driver. And you can see I very slightly boosted the signal. What I really do with a boost line driver is I convert the signal to low impedance. So that's the last point of signal loss. After that, it's low impedance, and I can run through all this junk, if you will, all these cables and stuff without degrading the signal anymore. So that's my main reason for using that. It sounds good even turned all the way down. It's the low impedance conversion that is kind of important. And so through the switcher, I've got Vibe, which is a Voodoo Lab Micro Vibe, Cat, which is a Fulltone Catalyst, that comes and goes. TS9, of course, it's a tooth screamer. That one's been modded by Analog Man. I really like that a lot. That's a Plimsoul from Mike Fuller at Fulltone. I really like that a lot. SC10, that's that Ibanez old chorus from the 80s. Really a great piece. It does suck some low end and mid range out. It is a colder sounding chorus, kind of a colder and more metallic sounding chorus, which some people with single coils don't like. They say it sounds harsh and so on. I really kind of like the tone change because most of the other pedals and so forth that I use, like the overdrives, I tend to use a thicker, mid-rangier sounding overdrive, so it's interesting to hit something that sucks the low end, sucks some mids out when I hit a chorus pedal. The delay, I've got two delays in that delay loop. I have an Ibanez DL10, which is on most of the time. And then I have a Cattle and Bread Bell Epoch, which is only kicked on for wild, spacey effects, if you will. And comes out of the delay, comes out of that loop, goes into the Boss TU3, which, by the way, also has a buffer in it, which helps cover me for cable length, doubly, if you will. And that goes out to the amplifier. So as far as what all this sounds like, well, we could spend half a day on that, but just wanted to show you my setup at a gig here. And flip the camera around here in a second. Well, hopefully that was somewhat interesting, and I'll try to remember to set the camera up so we can hear a few tunes, hopefully. We'll see how that goes. If it doesn't work out, I'll see you later. She's in a tango. Baby, you can't trust your closest friend. You know the devil makes me with a blue dress. This is out to get you in the I can't count the tears I've cried. Those make me sadder than you Well, here we are the next day, here relaxing at home. I realized when I was going through the clips that I didn't manage to get any footage of the black Strats, so there's no slide stuff. So I guess that gives me an excuse to do another one of these later. I'll try to make it a little more brief and to the point. But anyways, hopefully you all found that at least entertaining, if not informative. There aren't any, there's a lot of things that's missing, right? I never hit the chorus pedal. There's never any completely clean tones. There's always at least one pedal on, I noticed in all those. It's too hard to catch everything. End up running out of space on the phone, but hopefully that gives you an idea of some of the sounds I'm after. Most of the dirty rhythm tones are the Plimsoul with the volume turned down to about 6.5 or 7, and most of the lead tones are that same pedal with the volume either all the way up or almost so, and the about as high gain as I get is the Tube Screamer and the Plimsoul at the same time. As I recall, there's some micro vibe in there, and the Robin Trower stuff. There is the Ibanez DL10 is pretty much throughout. Some songs I do turn the delay off. That wasn't really true when I said that it's usually left on. I mean, it is, but what I do is I'll turn it off for songs that require kind of more of an immediate sound. But anyways, I'm rambling again. I'm going to cut myself off here. I hope you enjoyed that, and in future videos, hope to get to the black slide Strat. It's nothing fancy, but I hope to tell the story. Since I didn't cover anything about it in this video, what I'm going to do is cover more of the story behind that guitar, which is that guitar and probably the most memorable experience surrounding it. Probably make an entire video out of that rather than trying to include it here. It's actually too much. So you all take care. Thanks for checking this out, and I hope to see you all soon. Bye-bye.